Hey everyone, we're live. We're going to start in just a few minutes.
Hi everybody, it's Allie. I'm making an appearance today. I thought that I would come say hi, and also I wanted to show you what Chris looks like, for those of you who don't know. There's Chris. And this is where he draws. So this is all his pencils. He's got some scissors. He's got his little easel here, and he's all set up and ready to go. I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited to draw with him today. He's really excited to draw with you guys. And also, don't forget to post your pictures after. That's his favorite part. Thanks, guys. Have fun drawing.
Thanks, Allie. It's always nice when Allie can take a break from working her butt off. Come say hi to everybody. Alrighty. Looks like we are about ready to get going. Everybody's settled in and colored pencils out and markers in hand, and everything is all set up. And today, dun, 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 we will be doing a wolf. American classic. Another one of my favorite animals. I guess I have a lot of favorite animals, so maybe I need to temper that comment each time, because man, I just love animals, so I guess they can't all be my favorites, but each day maybe it changes, you know. I'm okay with that. I'll leave this out for a few minutes so you guys can get a look and drink it in and maybe make a couple mental notes about what are your favorite part that you might focus on when we get there. So yeah, take a close look and I'll be back in a few seconds, about 30 to 60 seconds. Okay, hope everybody got a chance to drink this in, and I'm going to lead you through hopefully getting a wolf drawing of your own. And away we go. Get a nice clean sheet of paper here. There we go. This is bugging me, but that's all right. I'll deal with it. Okie dokie. So the first thing we're gonna do, I feel like we start with this feature quite often, is we're gonna draw the nose in. All right, so let's start with that. Go about, hang on a second, tuck this in here. Need that sticking out. All right, so to get the nose in, we're gonna find the center of the page, and we're gonna start, you know, maybe maybe a little bit more than 2/3 down. And we're gonna do that by drawing a U that's sort of wide. All right, so just like that. That should be right about where I want it. All right, and then on top we're gonna do another one. You don't have to connect it, you can connect it, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna draw a little tiny line underneath. Alrighty, and we're gonna get the cheeks in here. And the way we're gonna do that is gonna be a little bit of a larger U, except it's gonna open up a little bit on the outside. So I'm going to start a little bit lower than the top of my nose, maybe about almost the width of the nose away, maybe a little bit closer. And I'm going to come in like this and up. Do the same thing over here. There we go. Sorry about that vibrating. It looks like somebody's trying to text me. Unfortunately, I can't check my texts while the camera's mounted, so they'll have to wait. And if it's somebody listening, sorry. Throw a comment up. Maybe I can help you there. All right. Now we've got his nose in. Sorry about the vibrating. I should have turned that off. I'm just going to put his chin in underneath here, just like that. Got a little bit of rain up here today, but that's okay. Like I said last time, it's an excuse to draw. So we're going to work our way up this guy's face here. Our next step is going to be sort of the outsides of his snout, all right? And those are going to kind of arc in a little bit, okay? I'll start just about above where I finished that, and I'm going to come in like this. And I'm going to do that on both sides. That should be good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to work in his eyes. And these are a little tricky because there's going to be a little bit longer line on the top than we're used to, and it's going to kind of square off at the top. So if you just kind of follow me, I'm going to kind of pretend that this line continues, but I'm not going to connect it. I'm going to start just above that line, and then I'm going to flatten it out like that. And do the same thing on both sides. Okay. Next, I'm going to draw in the bottom of his eye. Now, this is the trickier part of the eye because we're going to go up, come down, and then go up again. All right? So, I'm going to do it slowly. I'm going to go up, come down, and then go up again and connect it. Do the same thing over here. Come up, down, and then up again. And while we're working on the eyes with our marker, usually we do this a little later on, but I figure since we're here, we might as well get this part in now. And we're just going to draw little arcs where the edges of his iris and his eyeball might be. All right. And then the last thing we're going to do with our marker is we're going to draw in the tops of his ears. Okay, and it's going to kind of be in here, up here. So we're going to have to use our imaginations a little bit to see where the bottom of his ear is going to start and where the top of his ear might end. So I'm going to say roughly the distance between the top of the nose and the bottom of the eye. Maybe that's where the top of his ear might be. And I'm going to line that up just inside of the eye. And the line I'm going to make is going to go in this direction. Okay? And it's going to have a little bit of a bump at the top, at the beginning. I'm going to go bump and then just kind of head out towards the edge there. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. A little bit of a bump, and then towards the top. And we're just going to make 4 more guidelines. And one of them is going to be sort of the inside of the ear. And we're just going to go about halfway up. We're not going to go all the way up like we did before. So maybe just like that. That's just going to help us guide where we're going to be putting our color in. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just kind of halfway up, kind of coming towards the top, the outside of the ear a little bit, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I like to say, when it's not perfect, it adds character. And lastly, we're going to make a couple of my favorite type of lightning bolt or squiggly lines to sort of guide where our fur is going to start. And I'm just going to kind of start in the inside of what's going to be his ear, okay? And I'm just going to kind of do an inside-out squiggly line, maybe out towards, you know, maybe I'm probably going to finish a little above his eye. And I'm not going to sweat this line too much because, again, this is just a guideline. And we're going to just use this to reference where we're inserting color later on. All right, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just kind of coming out to where the top of the eye is. Probably won't even see these lines once we're done, but they're good to have when we start. All right. I think maybe I'm just going to add these in, the nostrils in now. And that'll help us pencil in what we want later. All right, just 2 little kind of L shapes or little curves or arcs with a little bit of an angle there. And I think that'll do it for our marker. For now. We might take it out again later. Put your cap on. You don't want your markers to dry out. Nothing worse than going to do a drawing and having your black marker be all dried up. All right. I'm going to kind of pause there for a second, let you guys catch up. I know this can be a trickier step for a lot of folks out there, so, you know, I'll leave this here for just a minute. You can make sure that yours is kind of matching here. All right, so we're gonna get ready to do some color. I am gonna do sort of this blue wolf with some kind of goldish or maybe brown highlights. So kind of similarly to what we always do, because I'm doing blue, I'm gonna grab 3 different blues. I got a dark blue, a regular blue, and a light blue. My light blue is like turquoise here today. Not super light, but enough that it won't look, enough that it'll create highlights against my very, very dark blue. So if you wanted to do a red wolf, maybe you're going to use a dark red and a regular red and a light red or a pink, or even a light orange you could. If you're going to make, say, a purple wolf, you might have dark purple and like lavender and then light pink. An orange wolf, you might have a dark orange, a regular orange, and a gold. But I'm going to make this blue wolf today. I don't know why I feel like making a blue wolf. It seemed like a good idea. And but we're just going to need those three values. And I'm going to start, as I usually do, with my darkest blue. Okay? And I'm just going to start sort of roughing in where my darkest areas are. Okay? So just kind of follow along with where I'm applying this dark color. And you'll start to see how the fur layers up. Okay? So I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to kind of give him some dark right there. Dark right there. All right. I'm going to give him a little bit of dark on the outside of his eyes here. Just like that. Stay loose, have fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. This is just scribbling, which is, freeing and relaxing, and it should, keep you from stressing out, because we're just having fun, throwing some color on paper. All right, I'm going to give him a little bit of some chin fur there. This is actually neck fur, but it's under his chin, so maybe there's a little bit of a V there. All right, and then I'm going to start to imagine where his mane might start. So I'm going to come way out here. We know wolves are fluffy, fluffy, fluffy beasts, aren't they? I'm going to sharpen my blue pencil. Still putting in these dark colors here. All right. So maybe he's got some dark on the top of his ear. Maybe he's got this sort of dark color running right up the center of his head, like a stripe almost. And maybe it's a little darker in the middle. Alright, and I'm just going to add a little bit of dark out here, which is going to cue me up to where the edge of his ear would be. And that's looking alright. I think I'll add a little bit more right here. There we go. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys knew this, but most wolf packs are led by a mummy wolf. Maybe this is mummy wolf. So we're gonna make her very pretty and colorful, and vibrant, and fun. She's the leader. I'm just sharpening up my dark blue pencil a little bit before I set it down, so if I need it again, it'll be nice and sharp. Alright. Alright, next I'm going to get my second blue, medium blue, regular blue. I just want to make sure, oops, I broke it right away. Oops, hang on a second. Let's get this sucker sharpened. Actually, for my middle blue, I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I'm going to use this turquoise blue for my second blue. And hopefully I can find an even lighter blue for my highlights, but I'm going to go from my dark blue to this turquoise. Let's see how that works. So like I always do, I'm going to kind of chase around my other scribble lines with this second blue here. So I think I'll start up here, kind of go like that, over his eyes. There we go. I'll do the same thing above here and below here, above here and below here. Let's do it above here, above here. Maybe a little bit at the top here, coming down. Okay. Maybe I'm going to kind of change directions on the fur up there in the ear. And what I mean by that is I have some fur coming out like this in my dark, and then I'm coming in the opposite direction with this color. And that's just to sort of build the shape up around the outsides of his ears. And I'm going to continue with this second color all the way down the side. All right. This guy's already starting to look like a pretty cool wolf. I'm just gonna put a little bit out here to balance the color here. Yeah, it's a little bit under here too. All right. And then obviously get some under here. Give that some shape. And I'm feeling that's a pretty good, that's a good amount of the second color. I'm gonna sharpen this up and I'm gonna move on to my light color. I'm gonna give you guys a moment to catch up, okay? Yeah, she's looking cool. All right. Maybe this is still my medium, my middle color. I'm just adding a few extra details while you guys are getting the rest of your second color in. Actually, these aren't details. I'm just adding some more color. All right, I'm gonna switch up to my lightest blue. Again, if you're working in another color, maybe this is when you're reaching for your pink or your light yellow or your light brown if you're doing a brown wolf. But I'm doing a blue wolf, so I need a light blue. Let's see, where did I put that light blue? Let's see if this works. Yeah, I think that can work. So with my light blue, I'm just gonna kind of chase my second color around, weave it in there, right above this here, come all the way down. Cool. Let's get some up in here. Just kind of finish off the top of the ear. Maybe he's a little bit of, she's got some light blue in there. Maybe she's got some light blue coming under her eyes. And right here, underneath her cheek area. And above her eyes. Let's put that in just like that. Oh yeah, that looks, I like that. That looks cool. And over here, just to fill in some of those areas. All right. I feel like she's looking pretty sweet. Just gonna sharpen up my light blue now, just so I don't leave it unsharpened. All right, I still got my light blue in my hand. I'm feeling pretty good about where this is at right now. Maybe I'm a little bit more out here. All right. Okay, look at that. It's coming along pretty nicely. Pretty nicely. All right, so I got my 3 different blues in. Now this next step is a little bit different than stuff we've done before. And you don't have to do it exactly like I'm doing it. But I'm going to sort of bring in another color. And we've done this with the bear before, where we're going to color in all these leftover lines. And usually we would use another shade of blue. But instead of doing that today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a gold color, sort of goldish. Maybe light brown will work as well. But that's what I'm going to use to fill in between my scribbles. Now, it doesn't seem like that's going to look, you might not think that that's going to look good, but what it's actually going to do is it's going to give this wolf's fur texture and layers like if you have a fluffy dog, you know how underneath the fur, sometimes the fur looks white underneath the dark fur. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. So I'm going to use this color to sort of make all these other colors work a little better and give them a little bit more of a base coat of maybe brown fur he's got under there, And I'm just kind of using this to fill in some of those white scribbles, the white gaps in between my scribbles, rather. And you don't have to do all of it with this color, all the white areas, as we're going to come in and still have an opportunity to fill all that back in with a little bit more of a color. I'm staying away from the eyes a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, you can get in there if you'd like. In fact, I'm going to punch all that color in around his eyes, her eyes. I keep forgetting this is a mama wolf. She's in charge. Mama wolf's in charge. All right. I'm doing the same thing under here, just filling in all the white space I left behind with this gold color. I'll fill it around the eyes. Get in there real good. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to add a little bit more in here in a little while, so just keeping it very loose, very fun. All right, maybe I'm going to fill in the part here. All right, right up the ear, right up, all the way up, and all the ear like that. Oh yeah, that's cool. Really starting to come together here, huh? Still with my gold, I'm just going to sharpen it here. Gold or light brown, I guess. I'm going to start to push a little bit of color into the snout here, okay? I'm just going to kind of do what I usually do, except I'm just going to do it at this angle. Kind of give her nose, give her snout a little bit of shape with the way I'm applying, with the angle I'm applying my colored pencil here. And I'm just going to push a little bit harder on the outside. All right. And I'm leaving the top of her nose white on purpose, because I'm imagining she's got some brighter coloring there that maybe it's even white fur. I'm gonna add a little bit of a shadow underneath there. Still have my gold, so I'm filling in some more of these white gaps that I'm noticing here. Okay. Yeah, she's coming together quickly, huh? Wowzer. Just finishing underneath here, filling in all the little white spaces I see. All right. Take a second, let you guys catch up. Actually, before I do that, just want to get the top of her head in like this. You can go ahead and do that too. Just kind of straight across with this light color. I'll be right back. Just went over to check the comments and to welcome some new people. It's cool to have everybody watching or even trying to draw or just listening to me be a goofball. That's all fine with me. Liam wants to know if I sell my drawings. These particular drawings, no, I don't sell them. Nobody's ever asked to buy one. I would. Oh, there's my dad. Hey, Dad. Honey Chris, hi. Darlene, how do you do that? Well, Darlene, practice. And not taking myself too seriously, because the moment drawing becomes stressful, man, it just sucks the fun out of it. So as long as I'm having fun, I feel like it really doesn't matter how my drawing comes out, because I had a blast making it. How's Wolfie? Wolfie's fine, honey. Oops, sorry. All right, let's get back to this drawing. You guys are funny. All right. Looks like I'm just gonna adjust the camera a little bit. Looks like you guys are losing the... Oh wait, no you're not. There we go. Sorry about this stupid shadow. My sketchbook is running out of pages, so I had to cut some out. Maybe I can fix that a little bit. Moving my light a little bit closer. All right, let's get back to work. I'm gonna grab my black pencil, my black colored pencil. And as you guys know, this is one of my favorite parts, is to sort of start putting in some of these details. I'm not going to do quite all of them. I'm using this right now. I'm going to do the nose and the eyes. And then I'm going to add a little bit more color, and then we'll come back and do our final details, okay? So first we're going to color the nose. And to do that, we're going to lightly shade it in black. Lightly, not too dark. All right, that looks good. And then I am going to make the top of his nose really dark. But I'm going to kind of use an arcing motion to keep the shape. I'm going to stop about maybe a third of the way down. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit in dark inside the nostril. And I'm going to add a little bit of dark right up the middle. Just a little bit. Kind of like that. There we go. I'm just going to come down a little bit further. Oops, I fell outside the line and I don't care. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to color in around the eyes really dark. You can use your marker here if you'd like, but I got my pencil out, so I'll just use that. I'm just going to color that in super dark. All right. And one more thing I'm going to do while I have my black pencil out is I'm going to draw a little tiny, almost like a backwards C up towards the top of the eye. All right, and it's going to be, I want it to be dark, like that, like a backwards C. You see that? See the C? I'm going to do the same exact thing over here at the exact same angle and in the same place, okay? There we go. Nice dark, sort of backwards tilted C. All right. Kind of making these eyeballs the same size. One of them was a little bigger. All right. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna put my dark pencil down, and I'm just gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and do all those fun details in just a minute. Okay, maybe a few minutes. Okay. So we've done our 3 shades of blue, or whatever color you've decided to make your wolf. We've added this base color of this gold. I've chose gold sort of to contrast the blue, or complement the blue rather. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to grab a brown, because I also want to bring that gold color to life a little bit. And in order to do that, I need a darker value. So I'm going to take, it's like a medium brown. Maybe, yeah, medium brown, regular brown. And I'm just going to add some extra shadows in here. Now, I know the inside of this guy's ear is dark, so I'm going to put some dark in there. You know, maybe he's got some fluff in there. All right. I'm going to add, let's see here. I'm going to add some more dark like in here, inside of the eye a little bit. Don't take yourself too seriously. Just have fun. Put some color in. Wherever you think it might be. I'm going to put a little bit more right there, because that's where I wanted to see it. I'm going to sort of complement the layering out here with some more color right in between the gold and the light blue. Get some in down here too. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I'm gonna put a little bit of shadow on the outside of his eye here underneath. I mean, her eye. Jeeps, what's wrong with me? Keep forgetting that she's in charge here. I'm also going to put some dark out here. A little extra fur on the outside. Cool. Maybe a little bit out here too. Yeah, a little bit. Not much. And definitely in here. Definitely in here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's looking really nice. Just gonna sharpen up my brown here. I'm gonna keep this brown out, and we're gonna add a little bit of detail and some shadowing in on her nose. Okay. The first way to do that is to just bring a little bit down towards the middle. Just a little. All right. It's kind of tricky, but don't sweat it. It's all good. I'm gonna do a little bit out here, and I'm doing the same thing I did earlier. I'm using the angle of my stroke to sort of guide the shape there, you know. Let's see here. Get a couple more comments here. Hey Glenna. Darlene, what days do you use? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've been doing this live from 10 to 11, 11-ish. But the videos are always available on the page, so that if you miss the live session, you can go and take part in the drawing at your convenience. But for now, just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 11, I'll be live. All right. So in continuing with putting some shadowing up here, sorry I got sidetracked while I was talking and did a couple extra lines, but didn't miss anything. I'm just kind of keeping darkening a little bit more to give her nose this proper shape. One thing I want to add, I think this gives the wolf a little bit of character, is almost like a stripe. Like it's got some, fancy coloring. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm just keep this brown. I'm going to come in kind of dark, but I'm not going to do much. You'll see. Kind of dark and like that. All right, I think that just adds a little bit of extra character to our mama wolf here. A little bit of extra character. She's got some cool coloring and striping. Almost like a stripe. Kind of dark. And in keeping with that color, maybe she's got some darker color under here too. Add a little bit out here. Like I always, I'm kind of letting my pencil do a little bit of the walking while I'm talking, because I think if you just kind of step back and use your imagination, it helps to inform where some of these colors maybe they should be. And other than that, I'm not coming at this with any sort of, with any sort of, super duper hyper awesome reference or anything like that. I'm just using the values to kind of push the color of my wolf, the colors in my wolf around. All right, cool. I like that. Now, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm still seeing some of these white gaps inside of my scribbles that I don't like to leave a lot of white space behind. Not that there's a lot, but I do see a little bit. I'm gonna go back to my light blue, and I'm just gonna work to fill those back in. Still seeing a few of them, so just using my lightest blue to go resolve some of those gaps. It's okay if there's a few left behind. You don't have to find everyone. I just like to do the best I can to not leave any blank paper behind. Here we go. All right. And then I see a little place where I want to put some dark blue. You don't have to, but I think I'm going to put a little bit in this little stripe that I gave her. And a little bit in the eyes. Just to add a little bit more fur in there. All right. Still got my dark blue. I'm gonna give her a little bit more fur in her ears. All right. That's cool. All right. Cool. Let's see here. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything before we head towards our final step, which is the details in our black pencil, which is my super duper favorite part. I'm going to darken in a little bit more under here, cheekbones. All right, that's looking pretty cool. Okay, what else we got? I think we're in pretty good shape here. Seeing a little bit of gap there I want to fill in. Still my dark blue here. All right. Actually, before we get to our black, I'm gonna make a decision on what color I want this wolf's eyes to be. All right. Now for me, I want these eyes to really bring this thing to life. So I'm gonna choose bright green. I don't know if wolves have bright green eyes, but hey, this is a blue wolf. So I don't know a lot of wolves that are blue either. And that's okay. I used my imagination to come up with the colors I wanted to use for her. So to do the eyes, we're going to color in everything except the inside of that little C. And we're going to leave that white. And that's going to help make it look like a reflection. So I'm going to color in everything with this green color except that reflection, okay? Just color it just like that. And make sure you leave that white behind. Very important detail. And we'll color in over here. Get this eye done. Yeah. Look at, see those electric green eyes. Piercing. Very neat. I like that. Really pops out. Especially when you leave that little white reflection behind. Alright, I like the way this is coming out here. I'm just going to add a little shadow underneath the nose. This is just my medium brown, light brown. Cool. Alright, let's go with the black colored pencil. I know this is my mom's favorite part, so I'm sure she's gonna love doing this because wolves have whiskers. We were laughing because she asked me if the bear was gonna have whiskers, and I actually had to look it up, make sure that bears didn't have whiskers, and then they don't. Oddly enough, bears do not have whiskers, but wolves do, just like dogs. They don't have big long whiskers like the fox. They don't have big long whiskers like the lion. Dogs, wolves generally have shorter, maybe curvier whiskers, not so even though I like to flick my pencil out like that when I'm doing whiskers, today I'm going to do it a little bit shorter. And they kind of are going to pop out, and they're going to have a little bit more of an arc to them. Maybe he's got 3. Maybe this one goes in the other direction. And I'll give him a few above his eyes too. Just a couple. And I'm going to add a couple of smaller ones in there. Cool. I'm going to draw in his lip here down bottom. Just a little tiny bit of black right underneath there. so you can see her lip that we all know is there. All right. So we're going to continue to use our black pencil to do this suggestive outline and some extra fur in the detail, okay? We're not going to outline the whole guy, the whole wolf. She just needs a little bit of black around the edges and some key black lines in here. So I'm going to start with sort of what I want to do on the outer edge of the wolf, okay? And I just want to do just a few sort of suggestive outlines like that. Not too many. Just to keep that shape sort of contained a bit without outlining the whole entire wolf here. And you can see how that starts to give her a little more detail. All right, I'm going to do it in here where I've got some of these more contrasting areas. Maybe there's some out here, definitely under here. Maybe there's a little one out here, and then up here. I think that's about all I need for those types of outlines. Maybe there's just a little bit more fur sticking out of here than we had before. I can just use the black for that. That's fine. Maybe there's a little line out here. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Did I forget anything? I think we're looking pretty good. Let's see here. We got 3 minutes. So before I sign my work, I know you guys know, because I say it every single time, that red is my favorite color. And sometimes I take red at the end of the drawing just to kind of add my favorite color to my drawing. Today, however, I am going to add an extra color in at the end, but it's going to be purple. And I don't really have a reason for that other than I feel like I haven't used a lot of purple. But because I'm doing a blue wolf, I think purple is a good color to add at the end to sort of give her finishing touches here. And the way I'm going to apply this is similar to how I applied the first color, my dark blue. I'm just going to use this dark purple to enhance those dark areas with a little bit more color. I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm not over applying this last color either. This is just sort of an extra fun step because we have a few extra minutes. And it's just sort of helping to complement that gold color I applied. And you can see how it starts to play off that orangish gold color really well. And I'm just kind of applying it wherever my pencil decides I need a little bit more contrast, a little bit more dark. In fact, I think I need it under the chin. It's looking a little light under there. So I'm going to add it in there. I'm just almost kind of like a little bit of a purple outline down here. And then finishing off that shadow. Yeah, that's looking good. All right. I think I'll do a little bit under the eyes. Little bit. I don't want to get rid of all that light contrast under the eyes. I like the way that looks, but I do want to make her look real. So I'm going to do a little bit of shadow under there. Because in real life, her eyes are going to be, sunk into her head there. There we go. Maybe just a little bit of purple coming on here. A little bit. All right. Yeah, I like this. I like her. She's killing it. She looks great. Okay, everybody, let's sign our work. Whew. And there we go. Another cool animal drawing in the bank. Hope everybody had fun today. I did. I really enjoyed drawing this Mama Wolf. I think she's pretty cool looking. So that being said, thanks for joining. And let me just peek over here. No more comments. So yeah, have a great Wednesday. I will see you again on Friday. And don't forget to be nice to your parents, and they'll be nice to you. And have a lovely day. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.